How's it going, YouTube and my future self? Welcome back to the Lab TCG. My name is Will, and today we're going to be talking about where to buy Pokemon cards, specifically in the local area. We're going to be talking about how to utilize Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and OfferUp, as well as what creating a brand and a following on social media can do for you. Additionally, we're going to talk about just literally talking with your friends and seeing how you can get Pokemon cards in the local area. This way you're not dealing with shipping or any of the hassle of online messaging all the time with people you don't know, and you can actually create some relationships in the area. So if you stay till the end of the video, you're going to see what I do when I meet people locally, how I've been able to meet several people locally just by building a following, and how I've been able to acquire Pokemon cards in the local area. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the video. So first up, we're going to talk about 3 ways that you can buy Pokemon cards in the local area, or at least get to know that there are Pokemon cards in your local area. The first one's actually super simple. It's going to be search. So you're going to want to use Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp, Mercari, anything like that, even garage sales that you can go on there, search away Pokemon cards and local listings and find out all types of ways to acquire Pokemon cards. People list Pokemon cards all the time. They're going to be creating posts on these different sites talking about selling Pokemon cards, and it's a great way to just message the seller and try and purchase them. A lot of the times, people are going to be wanting like full value for the cards that they have, but if you are in the business world, it is important that you understand negotiation and that you can shoot your shot when it comes to acquiring cards. If they have a collection that's mainly like ultra rares and stuff, you're probably going to want to use the 60% pricing model for TCG player low, or if you're looking more at bulk, send them a bulk list and, talk about conditions and all that stuff. You're going to learn a lot just by talking with people about what they have. Many people have old WotC collections that are completely destroyed, but it's going to completely depend on what's in your local area. As for myself, I haven't done many meetups through those platforms, but I have done about 4 meetups all through social media. So the next option we're going to talk about is creating a brand or a following. Now, this is something that I did not expect to have as big of an impact as it has. Now, when I created this channel and the other social medias that I had, I expected people to find me in the local area, but I didn't expect it to be as successful as it has been. I've actually met with 4 different people from YouTube alone with local deals, whether that's me selling product to people or them bringing me cards. I've bought both bulk and collections, and it's been a really great way to attract new customers and clients to work with. So with this video, shout out to Mickey and Jasmine. I'm going to put their information in the description, as well as Chris from Shack Built Cards and David as well. Shout out to you guys for meeting up with me, and Nate as well if you're watching this. So those are 4 people that I have reached out to and worked with already buying cards from, and they all found me through my YouTube channel. So my recommendation here is to create a following on social media. If you're going to be selling cards, you might as well throw up, maybe a picture of the day or talk about what you're doing. You could follow similar to what I do, where I post content about how I run my business and teach others to do that. But really, it's up to you what you want to do. If you're doing whatnots or live breaks, that's another good way to create a following. And I would simply just mention that you're the state that you're in. You don't have to say the city. I've never once said which city I specifically live in, but if you just say, hey, I live in Maryland, or maybe you live in Texas, I live in Texas. I guess the state varies too, because Maryland's not a very huge state where Texas is. So you could probably narrow it down more like I live in Austin, Texas versus Houston, Texas, right? So you can kind of get a narrow idea. People that watch your videos, if they're watching them through and they hear, oh, you live in Maryland, well, they're going to reach out if they have cards to sell, especially if they're looking to get paid for those cards. Additionally, on my website, I have a tab called Sell Cards With Us, or sell your collection to us. You want to advertise that you are open to buying cards. It's one thing to just say that you are located in an area, but if you are trying to buy cards, you should probably say that. So that's something that I've said on my website. It might be in the description. I'm not 100% sure, but I have talked about buying cards locally, and you definitely want to make it known that you are buying locally. Now, it's also very important, quick tip here, I like my business model to be able to say yes to anything. So if someone brings me a Pokemon collection, I don't want to be able to deny anything that's being brought to me. So make sure you have pricing in mind for any type of card, whether that's a high-end ultra rare or bulk or code cards or accessories. There's tons of different products, and if you say yes to all of them, you're going to create a better value for the customer and the client that you're working with, and that becomes a long-term relationship. Additionally, one of the benefits of buying stuff locally, if you create relationships with the people that you're meeting with and you're a kind human being, those people are going to become repeat customers. So not only is that great for them because they have someone they can trust that's going to price their items nicely, they're going to get, they're not going to feel like they're getting ripped off, but also you have a consistent stream of inventory now, especially if you find people that consistently open packs or they just love Pokemon in general. There's always going to be more cards to acquire. So that's that. Be nice when you're in person too. Don't be mean. You're in this for the community, and you should act like it. Now, option 3. This is one that I don't know if people really think about. Be open about your interest. If you like Pokemon cards or you like selling Pokemon cards, you should probably talk about it just because you are now revealing something about yourself that's very interesting. It comes off nerdy, but depending on who the person is, I don't really care about people's opinions about it. It's something I do. It's something I enjoy. But you'd be surprised the amount of people that I have told at my work, at my school, my friends, anything like that aren't Pokemon related, that just so happen to have Pokemon cards. If you think about it, this game has been around for 20, 25 years at this point, and there's a lot of people that grew up with Pokemon cards, so the odds that some random person has a WotC collection from back in the day pretty high. I've had tons of people at my work bring me Pokemon collections. I've bought Pokemon collections off people at work, off school, all that stuff. So there's a lot of ways to acquire cards, and you should just talk about what you do. Maybe if someone asks you if you have any interest in hobbies, maybe mention it. And even if they don't have Pokemon cards, they might be able to connect you with someone that does. Another thing, tying back into the creating relationships in the local area, if you do end up getting people that reach out to you or you do deals with other people, you can ask them to refer you to to their friends. So, you create a good relationship with one client and then that client refers you to another person. And then now you have 2 customers that are buying off you and they tell their friends. And then all of a sudden you have a huge client base of people in your, relative local area that you can now buy bulk or anything like that. So it's really great, especially buying bulk in the local area because they don't have to ship it, the bulk doesn't get damaged, so it's a lot of stuff to do. So now that we've talked about some of the best ways, those are the 3 ways that I've done it buying in my local area. And I guess Pokemon tournaments, I know I've mentioned that in other videos, but if you go to Pokemon tournaments, there's tons of Pokemon people there. It's a good way to cultivate relationships in person and find more people to buy cards off of. But now I want to go over some safety things and just things to know. We already talked about the saying yes to everything. You're just going to provide a better value to the people that you're buying from. If you are a store or if you're operating as a business, especially if you have a wholesale license, if you have product, that's kind of the preface of this, offer store credit. I have product. If I have people that want store product instead of cash, absolutely, just make the trade. And a lot of the times you as the store owner are going to benefit from that trade because if you think of it this way, say you're taking 3,000 bulk for a booster box that you paid $80 for. Well, you are going to pay for that bulk anyways, but now you don't have to go through the hassle of paying for bulk or sourcing the bulk. So you are going to make a return on the bulk anyway, say it's 100%. So you're now essentially getting paid 2 times as much because you're already acquiring the product that you are intending to get with the money that you would have spent on the bulk. I hope that makes sense, but if you are trading instead of buying and selling, you're actually making the process easier for yourself, and you can usually get a better return when you're doing stuff like that. Additionally, you can offer lower store credit rates than cash rates, but it's all up to how you want to run your business. I would just recommend that you offer store credit. Additionally, you can offer local pickup and exchange deals there, so maybe someone wants to buy product, but they also have cards to sell. If you have a website, offer local pickup. Choose a meeting place. If you have a brick and mortar, that should be obvious, but you can do that too. Now I want to go into safety because this is something that I think is very important. I don't want anyone getting hurt trying to buy Pokemon cards in the local area. It's definitely something that makes me a little nervous when I'm buying Pokemon cards, but now that I've done this a bunch of times, I have a little list of tips that I would give to you and to both buyers and sellers in this situation. So, proceed with caution in all situations, but here are some tips that you can utilize. So in terms of safety, I would always do due diligence on the person you're meeting. Now, this should really apply to anything in life. Really dig deep on what is actually going on. If a deal is too good to be true, just, say no, right? You don't want to just say, oh, this random guy named Bob is going to sell me a Charizard V-Star for $1. This seems like a total deal. Make sure you're checking out people's social medias. Maybe ask for references if they've done local meetups before. Can you reach out to whoever else they've done local meetups with? But check their social media, see if they're a real person. Kind of catch the vibe. If it's too good to be true, don't do it. and whatnot. If most of the time, if you are proposing something that is going to benefit the safety of both people and that person doesn't want that to happen, that's a red flag. So, be careful, be safe. It is not worth risking yourself for Pokemon cards. Additionally, meet at a safe public place. Now, this can change if you've met with the same person multiple times and you feel comfortable having them come to your house or whatever, but it is good to meet in a safe public place, especially when you're dealing with a large sum of money and product, because there's going to be tons of people around. You pick a place with high traffic, whether that's like a fast food place in the area, a police station, a library, like local area, and be respectful to the property that you're going to. But keep a safe place with cameras just in case anything were to happen. You have eyes around you and whatnot. Additionally, if you are feeling uncomfortable, this goes for both buyers and sellers, you can bring a friend or a family member along with you, and that person that you're meeting with should have no issue with that at all. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, bring a friend or family member. That makes it two people against one or two as well. Just a better environment, more safety, whatnot. Personally, I like to utilize PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. I'm not a fan of carrying cash, just like I have no interest in being robbed. So better to do one of those than to carry cash, in my opinion. But I know sometimes people do like to use cash for deals and whatnot. They're also avoiding like getting fake money if you're doing PayPal or whatnot. Then I would also utilize purchase protection. So PayPal Goods and Services is going to be the best one here, just in case if you're buying something. Say you buy a huge collection of cards, odds are you're not going to sit there and inspect every single card that you are purchasing on the spot. You're going to take their word for it that there's 20,000 bulk. You're not going to sit there and count 20,000 bulk. So use purchase protection. Record the transactions, the history of chat logs that you have with this person, and use purchase protections. And if anything were to happen, go to PayPal, tell them what happened. You were supposed to get this, you got this. Here's the transactions. We met in person, whatever. Additionally, if you wanted to, if both people are comfortable with it, you can record. This is something that I can do because I have a GoPro. I haven't done it yet, but invest in a little GoPro or something for your safety. You could wear a camera, body camera, just in case anything happens, whatever. But yeah, utilize purchase protection. I would definitely do that. Also, this is something as the buyer that I like to do, since I'm the person that's usually going to be buying stuff. I like to have the items in my possession before I send any money. So in this instance, I usually bring my car with me. I will just park my car, open my trunk, and have the person put the stuff into the trunk first, then I will send payment. That way, I don't just send payment, they just go and walk away. So it's in my car, they would have to go through more effort of something shady. And then when we were talking about a safe place, I meet people at a McDonald's that's near me, and when I'm communicating with them, I just tell them the color of my car and like, hey, I'll be here at this time, whatnot. So when you're setting up a meeting place, pick a time that works, safe public place, tell them where that is, of course, and then, describe the car that you're in and just stand next to the car or say, hey, I'll meet you inside or whatever. Maybe wear something Pokemon related. That way it's easier to tell who you are, and just stay in communications with that person. If they are 15 minutes late, maybe send them a text or an email, and then if they don't show up, just leave. It sucks, but that is something. And then hot tip, if you are pricing out if you're pricing out a collection, it might be reasonable to bring a laptop with you, just so if you are going through cards, you can sit there with Excel or whatever and go through everything instead of trying to do it on your phone. So that's going to be how to buy Pokemon cards locally. Once again, shout out to Mickey and Jasmine as well as the other people that I've already mentioned. I'm going to put all their information in the description below. If you guys have any questions about buying Pokemon cards locally, be sure to comment, send me an email at thelabtcg@gmail.com. If you want to sell me cards, I will be in Maryland for about another month before I leave for Seattle. You can either submit bulk on my website, labtcg.com, or send an email, comment, get in contact with me one way or another. We also have the community Discord. If you guys aren't there, we about have 120 members strong at this point. Lots of good conversation about how to sell cards in there, so that's also going to be in the description. Check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, have a great night, and I will see you all in the next video. See you guys.